I'm saying without the mic. Or we can play music. It's up to you. They're right down. They're right down there.
Yeah, they are. And with that, we welcome you to Sinsheimer Park here in beautiful San Luis Obispo, California. It's the Blues and the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The San Luis Obispo Blues enter today following their first loss of the season. They come in 3-1. The Crawdads came in and went along with their pitching. They were dominant as their starter, Ulla Iverson, had a no-hitter through 5. Blues were able to break through against the bullpen, plate 4, but eventually fall by the score of 9-4. This offense that had been red hot in 3 previous games in Lincoln on the road came home to a Crawdads pitching staff that was able to throw pitches that had excessive amounts of movement. Talking to Coach Bob Miller before this one, he said, our guys just weren't able to barrel anything up, and Ulla Iverson was pitching way in, and again, avoiding the barrels of the Blues bats. Hi again, everybody. I'm Zach Ebrahim here in the press box at Sinsheimer Park, getting set to bring you the Blues and the Crawdads. On the mound for the Blues today, making his first start of the season, the redshirt junior out of Concordia, Irvine, hometown of Costa Mesa, California. It's 6'4", 220 right-hander Evan Larson. Evan packs a 91-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, a changeup, slider, and occasional curveball. The big kid is out here trying to shut down a Crawdads offense that went off for 9 runs yesterday, as we mentioned. And even when the Blues were able to scratch back in the 6th and 7th innings, they were quickly shut down. Following Ulla Iverson was Jace Root out of the bullpen. He did not record an out and gave up 3 runs. Then Matt Linsky came in out of the bullpen and was terrific in his 4 innings of work, shutting down the Blues for the rest of the ball game. Following their first loss, they'll come into this one. Tomorrow they'll hit the road and play the Academy Barons, hoping to be 4-1 and split with the Crawdads here in this homestand. Here's how Walnut Creek lines up. Leading off, same as yesterday, the center fielder Jordan Thompson, Seth Dardar, the shortstop, bats second, Diego Muniz bats third and plays second base. Hayden Schott playing right field. Trevor Warner, the third baseman. Anthony Pomelia bats sixth, the DH. Dalton Mayshore in left field today, batting seventh. Zach Tejero at first base, and Zach Griffin doing the catching behind the mound. We're just about set for baseball here. Again, we mentioned Evan Larson's first start of this season. Saw a 2021 campaign that saw him have an ERA of 4.08. in 9 appearances, 46 1/3 innings pitched. This is a kid who's battled through injuries his freshman year of college. Tommy John surgery, 2018, sat out his season. 2019, only 6 appearances. He is here with the Blues, and Coach Miller is excited to see what he's got in his first start here of this 2021 summer season. We are underway here in San Luis Obispo. First pitch, fastball, in there, strike 1. Jordan Thompson, who had a solid day leading things off for the Crawdads yesterday. Here's how the Blues line up defensively. AJ Esperanza doing the catching. TJ Clarkson at first base. Mason Grotto, his 3rd position in 3 days, playing second base. Swung on and missed there by Thompson. It's 0-2. Ryan Fenn moves over to shortstop. Tate Samuelson, who made his first start yesterday, second season with the Blues for him, he mans the hot corner at third. Craig Miles playing left. Ryan Cermak and Nick Costello in right field. 0-2 on Thompson.
About 80 here at first pitch.
Way outside, and now it's 1-2.
Count 1-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes for Jordan Thompson.
Fastball tops out at 91. Coach Miller telling me he's a guy that likes to pitch north and south, high and away on his pitchers, or on his opposing bats, excuse me. The 1-2. Larson gets in one to foul this one off the base side, and we'll do it all over again at 1-2. Top of the first here in San Luis Obispo. No score, no outs. And a crowd that's come out on one of the hotter days. We will see. Temperatures topping out at 101 degrees an hour and a half before first pitch. It's cooled down a little bit. Here on Hawaiian Luau Day in Sinsheimer. Check swing. They'll say he didn't go around.
Hit the batsman Thompson, but he's wringing his hands out. Not sure why if it didn't hit him. At any rate, it's 2-2.
Count 2-2.
1-2.
They're going to say,
You said
no, they're going
1-2.
to say it hit the handle of the bat foul,
That's
so
1-2.
it's going to be 1-2.
He
Count
said
still,
1-2.
1 ball,
Yeah,
2
no, you're good.
strikes.
Here's the 1-2 from Larson. That one bounces away from the plate. Saw that a couple times yesterday out of the hand of Ryan Ward, who was throwing gas out of the bullpen. So now it's officially 2-2. Jordan Thompson leading things off for the Crawdads. They come in 6-2. One of their best wins of the season yesterday against Blues offense that's been red hot. This one's lined into left center, and that'll drop for a base hit. Craig Miles takes it on a short hop. And that's the first base hit. Jordan Thompson reaching here early. First man on for the Crawdads via the single. So Thompson gets on. Here comes Seth Dardar, the shortstop.
Seth Dardar, the shortstop.
Dardar coming into yesterday, batting average of .350 and 20 at-bats. Freshman at Columbia, out of Mandeville, Louisiana. Leadoff man reaches. Larson to the plate. Delivers a fastball outside 1-0. So the Blues looking to get on track. Only the 5th game of their season. Through the first 3, dominant against the Potters, and falling short yesterday on opening day to Walnut Creek. Every time the Blues crawled back into that one, swung on and missed by Dardar. It's 1-1. Blues were able to plate 4, get it as close to 6, get it as close as 6-4, and then the Crawdads would tack on 3 more, and the Blues were unable to overcome that eventual 5-run losing deficit. Here we are, game 2 here at home for the Blues. Breaking ball in there, strike 2, as Larson gets ahead now 1-2 on Dardar. Talked to Evan before this one, said, are you expecting to throw 3, 4? He said, I'd like to throw more, but it's whatever this coaching staff needs out of me. As long as I'm clean through the innings I'm asked to pitch, I'll be happy. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Drop third strike. And it's the first strikeout and the first out of this one. Dardar goes down swinging. 1 out here, top of the first. 1 runner on in the form of Jordan Thompson, who reached on a single. Here's Diego Muniz.
Diego Muniz, the second baseman tonight for Brant Cummings.
Third batter so far on the day. Thompson, who reached after singling to left field.
Right-handed batter, here's Muniz.
Here's Muniz.
605
Larson, first strikeout so far. 1 out, top of the first, no score. That one breaks away, and it's 1-0. The Blues yesterday trailed for the first time all season. Would eventually trail later in the ball game and unable to overcome the deficit. But prior to that point, they had not been scoreless through 3 innings until yesterday. First time all season that happened. Here's the 1-0 from Larson on to Muniz. Runner takes off for second. Gunning is Esperanza, and the throw sails into center field. He'll now try for third. Thompson will be safe at third base. So after Jordan Thompson took off Second, AJ Esperanza, who's doing the catching today, gunned it over to second. It ends up in center field, and Jordan Thompson, as a result, ends up at third. So a runner on third, one out here, top of the first, and it's a 2-0 count now to Mooney's. Mooney's, in his limited at-bats, is batting .600. He's got 9 hits, 4 of which are doubles. He's got 5 RBIs and 6 walks. So he's been more than effective in his at-bats, trying to drive in the first run of this one and trying to give the Crawdads another lead to start things out here at Sinsheimer. Count now 3-0 as he takes the third ball. Larson trying to get around this one now. First run just 90 feet away. 3-0 is outside, and it's a walk. Muniz walks to first base. Runners on the corners now. Only one out here, top of the first, and Evan Larson facing some early traffic and trouble, trying to get out of this one. So officially, it's an error on AJ Esperanza behind the plate, an E2. First error of this one. The Blues had 2 errors yesterday. Coming into yesterday, they only had 1 error total. That only one coming in the outfield. This one's fouled back. It's Hayden Schott now who did some work with his bat yesterday. It's 0-1 on him. Blues now with 4 errors on the season, 3 of which on the infield. That first one of the season from Thomas Trinka. Just a dropped fly ball that didn't mean much in a blowout against the Potters, but the 2 errors yesterday costly, and the opening one costly here. Runners at the corners, count 1-1, 1 out, top of the first, no score. Also talked to Evan before this one because it was just so dang hot out here and slow. Is this the hottest game you've ever started in? He said it might be up there. This one's fouled back, and it'll be a souvenir. 1-2 now. But Evan also saying with a straight face, and he did not smile once in our pregame conversation. He was all business, and he said, I won't let that affect me. If anything, I'll have to make sure my hands are dry. Ball's not slipping out of my hands. We've seen 1 get away from him so far.
Count 1-2 to Schott. 1-2 pitch.
Swung on and missed. Second strikeout for Larson. A key second out. So Schott goes down swinging on the changeup. And here comes Trevor Werner. Werner coming into yesterday a batting average of close to 400, 391 to be exact. Leads the team in RBIs. And a chance to add to that number here. Out of Spring, Texas, junior at Texas A&M. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, top of the first. First pitch is a fastball high and away from Larson. It's 1-0.
Evan Larson plays his college ball over at Concordia.
A little bit of a breeze out to left field. That's a welcome sight for anyone in attendance of this one.
He was at Concordia. He was over at Cal State Fullerton.
On Hawaiian Luau Day here at Sinsheimer. First of many theme days for the Blues. Home games this season. That one's outside. It's 2-0 now as Werner works the count in his favor. Taking 2 straight balls. Runner at third is Jordan Thompson. Runner at first is Diego Muniz.
Against the righty, Trevor Werner. 4-pitch walk.
Here's Larson's 2-0.
Down 2-0 to Werner.
Tried to paint inside. No call. It's now 3-0.
One more ball here.
So the situation with the Blues, a 4th ball will load the bases. 1 out will get Larson out of this jam without giving up a run. He's given up the 1 single to Jordan Thompson. 3-0, low and away. Bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning. Werner will take first base. Schott moves into second, and Jordan Thompson remains at third. Bases loaded for Anthony Pamilia. We didn't see him yesterday. He's DHing today, batting 6th.
Anthony Familia,
a junior at Cal State Fullerton, familiar with the area, high batting average, 375 in his 8 at-bats coming into this one. He faces Evan Larson with the bases loaded in the top of the first, takes a healthy hack, swings and misses, and it's 0-1. He's got 1 RBI to his credit, hometown of San Rafael, California. A walk as well. Evan Larson trying to get out of this jam without giving up a run. In a Blues offense that was shut down yesterday by excellent Crawdad pitching performances from Ulla Iverson and Matt Linsky, they'll look to respond today. Count 1-1 now as that one is away. Familia now. Count even, 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the first, no score. Evan Larson with a lengthy first inning of work so far in this one. Here's the 1-1. Away and in the dirt, Esperanza able to field it cleanly and stop it from getting away. It's 2-1 now. And what we've seen from Larson in his last few at-bats, the last 3 to be specific, he's gotten behind in the count, able to work his way back and strike out Hayden Schott for the second out of this inning. But after walking Trevor Werner, bases are loaded, 2-1. This one's hit, drifting into right field, but foul. Count will be even now at 2-2. Larson just a strike away from getting out of the jam. Would be huge for the Blues' confidence just to give Larson a lead if he's able to get out of this one scoreless. One thing Coach Miller raved to me about Evan Larson would be his strikeout to walk ratio in his 2021 season, 59. I'll get that walk number for you in a second. The 2-2 on to Familia. Ball high, count will be full at 3-2. To be specific with Larson, his 2021 campaign saw him strike out 59 and walk 19. So Coach Miller thrilled with his ability to control the strike zone. But on a hot day like today, he has to battle the man at the plate and the elements. Full count payoff pitch onto Familia. Lined into right field. This will score a run, possibly 2. The throw in from Costello. He's safe, but the runner is out at second in the form of Familia. So 2 runs score before Familia tries to get greedy and turn an 2 RBI single into a 2 RBI double. Instead, it'll go down. 2 runs scoring on the RBI single by Familia. But the Blues will get out of it, only surrendering 2. They trail here early in San Luis Obispo. 2-0 Crawdads as they send 6 men to the plate in that opening inning and score 2 on the 2 RBI bases-loaded single by Anthony Familia. So Evan Larson already having a lengthy first inning of work here. 2 strikeouts mixed in with 2 singles and 2 walks. Was able to get that third out as Familia tried to rush into second, turning a single into a double. Instead, it'll just be 2 runs scored for the Crawdads, but the Blues trail here early. Here's how the Blues line up today. Leading things off and playing shortstop, Ryan Fenn. Mason Grotto playing his 3rd position in 3 days. He's played 3rd base, left field, and now will start at 2nd, followed by Ryan Cermak. He's been glued into that 3 hole in the lineup and playing center field. TJ Clarkson, same with him, glued into the cleanup spot and playing first base. The welcome sight yesterday, seeing Tate Samuelson back in the lineup, primarily playing 3rd base. We'll see him there all season. AJ Esperanza doing the catching today, already with an E2. Nick Costello playing right field. Austin Teixeira. Yes, we saw him start game 2 against the Potters. He was excellent in his 3 innings of work. But out of Hawaii, he'll DH today, and he'll get a chance to hit and help his fellow pitcher, Evan Larson's cause. Rounding things out and batting 9th, the switch hitter playing left field today, Craig Miles. His 2nd start of the season. We'll see what Craig's got for us today. Hitless on the season, has a walk, looking to get off the schneid. Here's Ryan Fenn. Pinch hit yesterday, playing shortstop here. He'll lead off against the Crawdads pitcher, Walker Zander, a junior out of Texas A&M, born in Houston, Texas. 2nd start of the season for Walker. His first saw him go 3 innings, allowing a run. It was unearned, and striking out 5, no walks. Ben shows bunt on the first pitch, tries to get into first, gun there, and It was in time, but dropped at first base by Zach Tejero. Zach Griffin coming out of his stance to field it and throwing on to first, but Tejero unable to hang on. It's an E3. So Fenn gets on base on the air. So reaching on an air, the Blues will take it. However, they can get it. First pitch in there for a strike to Mason Grotto. Mason RBI Grotto, that is. He's got 12 on the season, leading the Blues in that category. Batting second today, moved up from fifth, the 5-hole yesterday. Take for second is Fenn. Throw in from Griffin is not in time. Ryan Fenn, who reached on an air, has himself a stolen base. And now the Blues have a runner in scoring position. No outs here. Bottom of the first, 2-0 Crawdads. And Mason RBI Grotto at the plate.
It's 1-1.
In a 1-1 count.
Starting pitcher Ula Iverson.
Walker Xander delivers the 1-1 to Grotto. That one's outside, ball 2. Talking to Walker before this one. Really nice young man. He has a 4-seam and 2-seam fastball, changeup, and a slider. Fastballs top out at about 91. I asked him, what are you going to take away from what you saw Ula Iverson do to the Blues yesterday? He said, I'm going to pound the zone because that's what Ula did as Grotto swings and misses, count now 2-2. He said Ula was able to paint the inside part of the plate, stay away from the Blues barrels. I'll be looking to do the same today. Along with strike in a few, he said, with a chuckle. 2-2, no out, bottom first. Fenn on second base. Grotto lines one to left. That one's through. Fenn is at third and will be held. Mason Grotto has a single. Runners at the corners for the Blues themselves. And Walker Xander already in some early trouble with no outs in the bottom of the first. His team leading 2-0. And here comes Ryan Cermak with that signature walk-up song by Waka Flocka Flame. It's a party, and he's trying to throw a party here on Walker Xander and started off early for the home crowd here. Cermak looks in, awaiting the first pitch from Xander, way inside, ball 1. So far, Fenn reaches on an air after he laid down a bunt. It was an E3. He now is at third. Grotto singles. And here's Cermak, talented center fielder. The 1-0 takes strike 1 on the inside part of the plate.
Walker Xander looking for the first out.
Cermak and Grotto both leading the team in at-bats. They've been in the lineup and been steady. 1-1. This one's lifted out to right, but under it is shot. He'll make the catch. Fenn tags up, and he'll score. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Ryan Cermak gets the Blues on the board. It's 2-1. And when the Blues score, you score. The home fans rejoice as Miller Lite is now $3 for the rest of the inning. Here comes TJ Clarkson. Again, we mentioned he's been glued into that cleanup spot. Manning first base. Leads the team in slugging. So Grotto remains at first. Cermak, who flew out to right, drives in the first run of the day. It's 2-1 Crawdads. And here's TJ Clarkson batting with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Cermak takes off for second. Throw in there from Griffin. Not in time. Second stolen base of the inning for the Blues. And the 4th stolen base on the season for Ryan Cermak. Mason Grotto. That's his first stolen base. Cermak flew out to right. It's Grotto at second. Clarkson at the plate. Runner in scoring position again for the Blues. Takes outside, ball 1. Count even now, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Xander. Taking his Clarkson, it's now 2-1.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans here don't like.
So Grotto, who singled, now steals second base. Second stolen base of the day for the Blues. Fenn getting that first one. Found himself in scoring position. He'd eventually come around to score. TJ Clarkson fouls one off. Count remains 1-2.
We'll do 1 and 2 again.
And the Blues would like to have the same fortune here with that runner in scoring position and TJ Clarkson at the plate. 1-2, 1 out, bottom of the first, 2-1 Walnut Creek. Grotto playing,
And 1-2 pitch.
is dancing over there at second. Clarkson fouls another one off. We'll do it all over again.
Clarkson. So Walker Xander's perfect ERA is bye-bye.
Temperatures now
But no,
90 flat here in San Luis
at
Obispo.
one point or another,
Here's the 1-2.
pitch.
Outside, ball 2. Count even now. Well, something we saw yesterday for the Blues, the trend continues, them having lengthy at-bats. The only thing that set yesterday apart was they were unable to get themselves that infield single or that extra base hit here and there to tack on runs early. Clarkson skies a moon ball out there to right field. Coming on to make the play is Hayden Schott. He calls for it, so Clarkson flies out to right for the second out of the bottom of the first. And here comes Tate Samuelson, the third baseman out of Cal Poly SLO. Samuelson's second season with the Blues. Of course, familiar with the area. Teammate of our starter yesterday, Caden Sheedy.
Who's playing third base.
Samuelson doubled yesterday.
Again for the Blues.
First pitch from Xander onto Samuelson is taken. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Walnut Creek leading 2-1. Blues trying to even that up, possibly take the lead here with Tate Samuelson at the plate and Mason Grotto at second base. Here's the 0-1. That one swung on and hit up into center field. It's lined, and Grotto will be in to score. Tate Samuelson and an RBI single ties us up at 2. Blues strike back. So after the single and stolen base by Grotto, he comes around to score on a Tate Samuelson RBI single. We're tied at 2. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and here's AJ Esperanza doing the catching today. The Blues have now sent 6 men to the plate themselves and have tied it at 2. Our final yesterday was 9-4. Already in the first, 4 total runs scored.
Game tied 2-2 with 2 away.
Here's the first pitch from Walker Xander. That one's low for a ball.
Xander has a fastball that'll occasionally touch 91 miles an hour. Sometimes
Throw over to first, trying to pick off Samuelson, just to check on him there. Esperanza stands in a 1-0 count against Walker Xander.
Xander also has a curveball and a changeup.
This one's hit over to third. Playing it on a hop is Werner. He'll throw over to first for the third out to retire the side. But not before Walker Xander gives up 2, and the Blues are able to tie things up. We'll head to the top of the second now in the second inning of work for Evan Larson. So the Blues able to make up for the 2 runs Larson gave up in the top of the first. They tie us up at 2. Brand new ball game here as we enter the second inning here in San Luis Obispo. Temperatures in the 90s. Scorching here on Hawaiian Luau Day. The staff here at Sinsheimer in their Hawaiian shirts, giving out lays. I'm wearing one myself. It's quite fashionable, even with the Blues polo. The first of many outstanding promotional days here at Sinsheimer. We hope you can make it out for a game, although we appreciate you joining us live on the Blue Streaming Network. 2-2 our score. Blues able to even things up, and Evan Larson will be back out there. Again, talking to Evan before this one, all business. He was stretching out, loosening up, saying, I'm ready for whatever this coaching staff needs from me. We'll see if he can bounce back and have himself a clean inning after he gave up 2 in the top of the first. Always a good feeling when a pitcher has that rough first inning of work and his bats are able to completely help him out, back him up, and support him. Tie this thing up at 2, and it's a 0-0 ball game in his mind now.
Rotary Daybreak, Old San Luis Barbecue,
So the Crawdads in the top of the first went single, strikeout, walk, strikeout, walk, RBI single, and then Anthony Pamelia, who singled there, tried to make it a double and was thrown out. Here comes Dalton Mayshore playing left field today in the 7-hole. Evan Larson set to start his second inning of work. Here's the first pitch of the second inning. Low, ball one. And we mentioned Coach Miller raving about what Evan Larson's able to do in terms of his control. Strikeout to walk ratio in his 2021 season for Concordia Irvine was solid at 59 strikeouts and 19 walks. So far through this one, he's even 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. 2-0 to Mayshore. Mayshore awaits the 2-0 and takes a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Strike one.
Count 2-1. Shoots nice left fielder, Dalton Mayshore.
Mayshore came into yesterday with a batting average below 130. This one's hit over softly to Mason Grotto at second. It's a 4-3 ground out and the first out of the second inning for the Blues.
Mayshore grounds out. 4-3. Well, here comes Zach DeHero.
First out is an easy one. Mason Grotto playing second today. Coach Miller telling me we can use Mason anywhere, really. He can play any position in the outfield. He can play third base, but with Tate Samuelson coming to the team yesterday, he'll move over to either left field or second base. He can play third base when Tate Samuelson's not in the lineup. Delivering strike one now to Zach DeHero. Grotto making a routine play over there at second for the first out. 2-2. Blues and Crawdads tied here. 5th game of the season for the Blues. They come in 3-1. That one's on the outside part of the plate, even now 1-1. Zach DeHero playing first base in this one. Already has an error. 2 errors in this one as well. Both teams traded them. It was an E2 by AJ Esperanza for the Blues in the top of the first, and an E3 for Zach DeHero and the Crawdads in the bottom of the first. That pitch is away, 2-1 now.
There by AJ Esperanza, but to no avail as that is called a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike for Zach DeHero.
Crawdads came in here having lost their last one, but now they beat the Blues yesterday, getting to 6-2 on the season. Blues still not in conference play as the Crawdads are their opponents today from the CCL Northern Division. Blues will not start conference play until they start playing teams in the Southern Division. 3-1 now as DeHero gets ahead on Larson. Larson looks in. The right-hander deals. High and away, ball 4. Third walk of this one for Larson, and Zach DeHero will take first base. So some issues with control for Evan here early. He'll face the second Zach of the inning in Zach Griffin, who's doing the catching today and batting in the 9-hole. Zach DeHero at first. Zach Griffin at the plate. And I'm Zach Ebrahim here in the booth. Thanks for joining us on the Blue Streaming Network. 2-2, Blues and Crawdads tied in this one. Top of the second. That pitch is away, ball 1.
Just misses the out of black for ball 1. Griffin has 2 hits. On those 2 hits, though, they have been hard hit balls.
Zach Griffin with just 2 hits here on the season. 1-0 from Larson.
1-0 pitch to Griffin.
That one swung on and missed as Griffin went for it all. Count even now 1-1. Zach DeHero still waiting patiently as he took a walk in the second at-bat of this top of the second.
A 2-2 game in the top of the second between the Crawdads and the Blues.
1-1 from Larson to Griffin. Time called.
Called by the umpire. Griffin will step out, readjust.
2-2 our score. Crawdads plated 2 in the top of the first. Blues plated 2 in the bottom of the first.
DeHero has his lead.
Crawdads have walked 3 times. Zach DeHero there at first base now Here's Zach Griffin in a 1-1 count. Larson deals. That one swung on and missed for the second straight pitch. It's 1-2 now as Larson gets ahead.
This summer hasn't walked once in 5 games, but he has struck out 9 times. So something that Griffin wants to clean up.
Here's the 1-2.
1-2 pitch to Griffin.
Fouled straight back. Souvenir for a fan. As the kids with their gloves here today race to go collect that foul ball. Count remains the same at 1-2. Situation remains the same with Zach Tejero at first base. 1 out here in the top of the second, and a tied ball game at 2-2.
San Joaquin Delta College, sophomore from Gilroy.
Here's the 1-2.
1-2 pitch here from Larson.
Breaking ball got him to foul that one off. Looked like he might not make any contact. He was late on it.
Griffin got hustling out of the box in case that ball stayed fair. I mean, just barely dribbled past home plate and then spun over the third base line. Jordan Thompson.
1-2 count. Zach Griffin batting in the 9-hole today and doing the catching is the third bat of this inning for the Crawdads. Larson looks in and deals. Time called again. That time by Zach Griffin. So a little more time to think about it, and Evan Larson going to go through the signs once again for AJ Esperanza. 2-2 our score, Crawdads and Blues.
And Larson. And maybe Larson and his catcher.
1 out, top of the second, 1 runner on for Walnut Creek.
1-2 pitch.
Swung on and hit back. Making the play is Fenn at shortstop. Plays it on a hop, throws over to first for the out, and it's the second out. In the process, Zach Tejero takes second base. There's 2 outs now in the top of the second, and we'll work our way back to the top, the leadoff man in this order, Jordan Thompson, who singled back in the first. So Ryan Fenn moving over from he started at second base almost every game this season. He's come in to pinch hit, and when he does so, he'll play short. Starting over at shortstop today, he makes a terrific play. On to first, 6-3 ground out is the second out here in the top of the second. 2-2 our score. Zach Tejero at second base now. Another runner in scoring position for the second straight inning for the Crawdads. First pitch is inside, ball 1.
Thompson single last inning to start off tonight's action.
Here's the 1-0. This one's popped up on the infield. TJ Clarkson trying to make a play. Looked like he might have a shot if he was able to sell out over the fence. Very tough one, though, and not expected. Count now will be even at 1-1. Still 2 outs here in the top of the second. TJ really trying to get Evan that third out, get him out of an inning where he was relatively clean other than a walk. Zach Tejero advancing on a 6-3 ground out by Zach Griffin. Finds himself in scoring position now in this 2-2 ball game. 5th game of the season for the Blues. Lost their last one 9-4 last night. Crawdads played spoiler on opening day. Blues looking for revenge here today. Righty on righty. Larson to Thompson. Curveball. Bit high. 2-0 now.
2-1 count.
Now 2-1.
Jordan Thompson, who singled to left sharply. First at bat of this one.
Lead off of second base.
It's the second hit. Or Evan Larson's given up 2 hits in this one, excuse me. The 2 runs. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed by Thompson, and Larson's just a strike away from getting out of it again. Crawdads have gotten him in scoring position in each of these innings so far. Here's the 2-2. Looks back at second. Larson now deals. Swung on and missed strike 3. Larson gets out of the jam and gets himself his 3rd strikeout. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks for Evan Larson so far. He's even in those categories. Other than that, he's given up 2 hits and 2 runs. Our score still 2-2. The Blues bats will have their chance to respond in the bottom of the second.
You are watching Crawdads baseball from the Walnut Creek Crawdads.
We'd like to remind you there is no outside food or beverage permitted inside the stadium. And we wouldn't be here without the generous support of our local business community. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors today. They include Rick Engineering, Sunrise Partners.
Walker Zander will be out there for his second inning of work. He gave up 2 runs himself in the bottom of the first. Ryan Fenn led things off. He bunted on the first pitch he saw, was able to reach first base on an error by the first baseman, Zach Tejero. Grotto would follow with a single. Cermak would fly out to right and score Fenn from third. Clarkson would fly out to right. Tate Samuelson would single, scoring the second run to tie us up. And AJ Esperanza would fly out to right to end things in that bottom of the first. It'll be Nick Costello playing right field today to lead things off in the bottom of the second for the Blues in our 2-2 ball game here in SLO here at Sinsheimer Park, Hawaiian Luau night. Here's Costello. Stands in.
33 this season. He is hitting with an RBI and a walk.
Waits the first pitch from Zander. Breaking ball in there for strike one.
Good first pitch there from Zander.
The man on deck is Austin Teixeira. Everyone on this team, and including myself, this one's hit up center field. Out of the reach of Dardar at shortstop. Costello singles to lead off the inning. As I was saying, and now we can officially talk about him, Austin Teixeira doing the DHing today in the 8-hole. He was talking with assistant coach Casey Belt on our way back from Lincoln on that opening road trip, and Coach Belt saying, we wanted to get you in the lineup. We were unable to. Other guys needed to get some at-bats. They felt, the coaching staff felt. He's starting today and DHing. Teixeira, who pitched and started, one of the lefties on this Blues pitching staff, and picked up a win in Game 2 of the Blues season against the Lincoln Potters. He takes strike one from Walker Zander. Blues get the leadoff man to reach for the second straight inning in the form of Costello as he throws over to first to keep him honest. Really eager to see how Teixeira is in the box. Coach Miller telling me before this one we might even see him play the outfield. That's a tricky thing you can do with a starting pitcher. Of course, the Angels know all about it, but here in San Luis Obispo, Austin Teixeira just getting to focus on hitting today. Second straight throw over to first keeps Costello honest. It's 0-1, and Teixeira still waiting that second pitch of this at-bat. Walker Zander, the righty, deals to the lefty at the plate. Hit straight to second. Muniz has it, will field cleanly and throw on to first. Teixeira grounds out to second while advancing the runner, Costello, into second. First out of the inning, Costello in scoring position. Here comes Craig Miles, switch hitter, batting left-handed today against the righty Walker Zander. If you listen to a few of our opening games, opening live streams, you heard me talk about how Craig started switch hitting and batting from the left side just because he thought the swing looked better. No hits on the season, just a walk.
First pitch misses outside.
Former leadoff man for George Mason, batted .300. Coach Miller saying, trying to get some of that out of him today in the 9-hole, but takes ball one and trying to produce here. Give the Blues the lead possibly with the man in scoring position. Here's the second pitch. Craig takes outside, 2-0. Miles out of Virginia.
Pitching has been fairly consistent for the Crawdads starters.
In a 2-0 count against Walker Zander. The switch hitting. Miles awaits the 2-0. Outside again, 3-0.
Count 3-0 to Craig Miles.
Craig on the doorstep of that second walk of this season. We'll see if he gets the green light to swing away on a 3-0 count. One out here, bottom of the second. 2-2 our score. Taking all the way, he takes strike one. Count now 3-1. Blues scored 2 in the bottom of the first. Crawdads scored 2 in the top of the first. All knotted up here. Blues with 3 hits so far. Crawdads with 2. Both teams with an error.
Some may put it.
Here's a 3-1. Looking back at second a couple times and now delivers to the plate. Outside, Craig will take a walk. Miles' second walk of the season. Runners on first and second now for the Blues. Just one out here, and we'll work our way back to the top of the lineup in Ryan Fenn.
Costello at second, and here comes Ryan Fenn, who led off the game.
Of course, Ryan Fenn and head coach Bob Miller, familiar with each other. Coach Miller just coached his 19th season for Cuesta College. Ryan Fenn, one of his favorites. Runners taking off. Or the runner at second and Costello taking off for third, I should say. Fenn fouled the first pitch off. Costello will head back into second. It's Craig Miles at first, who just took a walk. Nick Costello, who singled to lead off the inning, is at second. And here's Ryan Fenn, who reached on an error back in the first. A 1 count. He'll step off.
And does not happen as Xander steps off the mound. Good job by him doing that correctly, not blocking.
Costello didn't even come back into second. Having some fun over there. Trying to get in the head of Walker Xander. It's 0-1. Thinks about throwing back there. Again, looks twice. And now deals. Costello will head into third. Walker Xander will deal over to first. It's out of the glove of Tejero. A run scores in the process. More miscues on this Crawdads infield. Xander came off the mound to field a swinging bunt by Ryan Fenn. Fenn was safe at first as Zach Tejero was unable to field the throw and tried to tag out Fenn in the process. It threw out of his glove. Fenn now is at second, Craig Miles at third, and Nick Costello just came around to score and give the Blues the lead at 3-2. Here's Mason Grotto. Take strike one. Grotto in an 0-2 hole as he swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. Grotto, who singled in his first at-bat. Runners on second and third. Still only one out here in the bottom of the second. Blues just took the lead at 3-2 on a Crawdads infield miscue. Here's the 0-2. Grotto swings and makes limited contact. He'll stay alive. Count remains the same. So 3-2. Blues just took the lead. Costello came around to score. He singled to lead off the inning. Craig Miles now at third and Ryan Fenn at second. Here's the 0-2. Grotto hits this one softly onto third. Werner has it, throws onto first for the second out, and Craig Miles comes in to score from third. It's 4-2 Blues. Mason Grotto's 13th RBI on this season. He continues to bring him in.
As he crosses home plate, it is 4-2. A productive out there for Mason Grotto. And manager Bob.
Here's Ryan Cermak, who got the first run to score for the Blues today on a fly out to right, and a sacrifice fly it was. He drove in a run. Cermak's 4th RBI on this season. A chance to add to that total here with a runner on second. 1 out still, or 2 outs, I should say. Bottom second. Blues lead 4-2. Cermak takes a breaking ball
inside, but called a strike.
For a strike.
Count 0-2. Second.
0-2 on to Cermak. Ryan swings and misses to end the inning. He'll strike out, but not before the Blues tack on 2 more. They've scored 2 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the second. They lead now 4-2 over the Crawdads of Walnut Creek. So Walker Xander has surrendered 4 runs so far on 3 hits. He's walked 1, has only struck out 1. We talked to him before this one, said He was really going to try and mirror what Ula Iverson did in his effort that saw him hold the Blues hitless through 5. They'd eventually break through and score 3 off Jace Root, as they were happy to see Ula come out of the game. But after Root didn't record an out, Matt Linsky came in, and well, the Blues didn't break through against him either. Evan Larson will be back out there for his 3rd inning of work. We'll head into the top of the 3rd. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you on the Blues Streaming Network. They lead 4-2.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the throw, and oh my goodness, he knocked it down. A.J. Esperanza. All right, and you're waiting for who wins your pizza. 242 and number 195. With a throw like that, it should be A.J., but it's not. 242 and 195.
Welcome back to Sinsheimer. 4-2, Blues lead over the Crawdads, looking to come away even at 1-1 with this 2-game series before they head out to the MLB Academy Barons tomorrow afternoon. Nice little 4.5-hour drive to Compton, California, coming for the Blues tomorrow morning. Swung on and missed. It's Seth Dardar for his 2nd at-bat. Here in the top of the 3rd, Evan Larson out there for his 3rd inning of work. The righty deals to the lefty Dardar. A 1. Fastball outside, count even now, 1-1. Blues took the lead 4-2 in the last inning. So they will not be held scoreless through 3 today. They'll tack on 4 through 2 so far. Larson deals outside now, 2-1. Dardar, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat in the top of the 1st. Here's the 2-1. Larson looks in. That one's in there for a strike. Taken all the way, it's 2-2. No outs, top of the 3rd. Diego Muniz to follow. He walked in his first effort. Fans continuing to file in here as Dardar takes ball 3. Count will be full now. Good to see everyone coming out, hopefully wearing sunscreen and enjoying the Hawaiian luau promotions and outfits from the Blue staff today. 3-2. Swung on and missed. Dardar has struck out swinging twice now in his 2 appearances, and Evan Larson just got his 4th strikeout on the day. Here comes Muniz, who, as I mentioned, walked back in the 1st. First pitch, breaking ball, in there for a strike. Evan telling me I'll use the curveball when they're not expecting it because it's not something I throw very often. Said hitters would be lucky if they saw me use that 10 times in a game. Here's the 0-1, 1 out, top of the 3rd. That one's high and inside. We'll be even now at 1-1. Muniz, who took his 7th walk of the season, his last at-bat. A lot of walks so far for this Crawdads offense. They came into this series with 45. 1-1, hit softly over to Grotto at 2nd. A spinning throw onto 1st is not in time, and what a play it would have been. Grotto was just shifted in the infield to the point where he was able to field it and stop it from going into right field. It'll be a single for Muniz. He's now 1 for 1 officially and has reached in both his plate appearances. Third hit for the Crawdads. Third hit given up by Evan Larson. He has struck out 4 and walked 3. Runner on first. 4-2 Blues lead.
He has his lead off of first. Pitch to shot.
Fastball high and outside. 1-0. Here's Hayden's shot now. He struck out swinging in his first appearance,
Larson gave up a single to start,
but did some damage in the game yesterday. Drove in 2 to tack onto his season RBI total, giving him 7 on the season. Swings and misses there. Count even now 1-1.
Count even 1-1 with 1 away.
Shot playing right field today.
Third.
Larson looks in and delivers the 1-1. Swung on and missed for a second straight pitch. He gets ahead 1-2.
He's down 1-2 to Evan Larson.
Runner on first is Diego Muniz. Four to 2 Blues lead. Here's the 1-2.
Struck out in the first, and he's at risk of striking
Fouled
again.
straight back, and we'll do it all over again.
Into the netting.
So the Blues will hit on the road tomorrow. It's an interesting gap in their schedule. We'll leave for Compton at around 10:45. Nice little 4.5-hour bus trip down to SoCal, and then we'll come back for a 3-game series against the Solano Mudcats. That one's in there, and strike 3 is called. His shot is up there, and he's petrified. Evan Larson says aloha and mahalo. Strikes him out for the second time today.
That is his second strikeout of the evening.
He has struck out swinging and looking. That's the second out of the top of the third. Runner remains on first in the form of Diego Muniz. And here's Trevor Werner, who walked in his first plate appearance. Taking off for second, and this one's hit sharply over to first. TJ Clarkson fields it easily and steps on first for the third out. So after the top of the third, Werner grounds out to third. But not before Evan Larson tacks on 2 more strikeouts. 5 on the day for Evan. That does it for the Crawdads through 3. 2 runs on 3 hits and an error. Blues will be back up trying to tack on to what is now a 2-run lead in the bottom of the third. This is a Blues offense that's looking more like themselves in this one. A batting average coming into this series with the Crawdads at .380. Had 11 doubles, 16 total extra base hits, bunch of walks, 8 stolen bases. They've really added to that number. The one number that they've added to that they do not want to see is the number of errors. Came into this series with 1, are going to walk out of it. If we have no more today, it would be 4. Leading things off for the Blues will be the man who just recorded the third out in the third. It'll be TJ Clarkson, who flew out to right in his first at-bat. Blues leading 4-2. Everything even on that scoreboard except for the number of runs. Blues leading by 2, and Walker Zander out there for his 3rd inning of work. Said they want me to go through 3 cleanly. He's gone through 3, surrendering 4. We'll see how long the leash is on Walker Zander. TJ Clarkson, who bats from the left side and man's first base. He's done a good job of that so far on this season. Certainly a presence in that batter's box, can hit it high and deep. He's got a home run on the season that he hit to opposite field in Game 1 against the Lincoln Potters. Game 1 of this season. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. 0-1.
TJ Clarkson. Mistake there. TJ Clarkson leading off the bottom of the third. First pitch.
This is the 0-1 from Zander. That's swung on, and it'll be 0-2. No outs. Bottom of the third now for the Blues. They lead 4-2.
0-2. 0-2 pitch to Clarkson.
Clarkson hits this one softly. It's golfed out to left. It'll drop where there's no outfielders. In the middle of the center fielder, Jacob Thompson, and Dalton Mayshore playing left. It drops softly for a single for TJ Clarkson. Goes down as a line drive in the scorebook. He's safe at first. Blues get the leadoff man on for the third consecutive inning.
Here comes Tate Samuelson, and the Blues really sitting the ball well and hitting it where the Crawdads.
Here's Tate Samuelson on RBI single in his first plate appearance. Takes a fastball high. It's 1-0. So Clarkson continues to add to that team-leading batting average. Came into this series batting .545. Pickoff move, trying to get TJ over there. It's not in time, and he's safe.
With nobody out.
No outs. Bottom three, 4-2 Blues. Here's Tate Samuelson with TJ Clarkson at first base. Here's a 1-0.
1-0 pitch.
Samuelson takes a swing, fouls it into the glove, and it's 1-1. Tate, who joined the team yesterday, this is his second season with the Blues. Again, local kid out of Cal Poly. Plays a tremendous third base, and that's the reason we see Mason Grotto manning second today. Him and Grotto both with RBI so far. Here's the 1-1 from Walker Xander. Breaking ball sails over the head of Samuelson. TJ Clarkson will easily take second base on a wild pitch.
That is a wild pitch there for Walker Xander. And kind of a reverse of last night's game between these two teams, as it seemed like the Blues were the ones with the wild pitches, pass balls, errors. And tonight,
Samuelson gets ahead 2-1.
it's Walnut Creek.
He's 1 for 1 so far with an RBI, his first of the season.
Xander looks back at second and delivers.
Fastball low. Samuelson gets ahead now 3-1.
The count is 3-1, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Blues get a runner in scoring position for the third consecutive inning.
As Clarkson is on
And this
second
offense
for the wild
back to
pitch.
looking like the one in the opening 3 games that averaged
Singled to lead this bottom
over
of the
11
third.
runs in each
3-1
game.
pitch.
Samuelson pops one up on the infield.
And out of play.
It'll be a souvenir for a fan. Count will be full. No outs, bottom of the third. Blues leading 4-2.
And TJ Clarkson, the first baseman, on second base, so runner in scoring position. With nobody away for the Blues.
Tate Samuelson awaits the payoff pitch from Walker Xander.
Payoff pitch.
Righty on righty. Samuelson takes inside. Strike 3 called.
On the inner half for strike 3.
As much as he disagrees, he'll walk away with a backwards K and the first out of the bottom of the third. Here comes AJ Esperanza back in the lineup today. Homered back in game 1 of the season to opposite field. First hit of the season for the Blues.
Catcher AJ Esperanza.
And if it was any indication for how the rest of the weekend was going to go, well, it's exactly what it was. The Blues would rake and sweep the Potters. Trying to get their first win at home against the Crawdads. Esperanza takes ball 1. He flew out to right in his first plate appearance. Doing the catching today, does have an error to his credit. A throw into second that sailed into center field. His first error. Xander checks second and delivers a breaking ball way outside, ball 2. Easy take for AJ.
Xander throws a curve.
First time this entire year, Austin Shell is not in the lineup. He's either caught or DH'd. AJ takes strike 1. Instead, it's Esperanza manning the catching. And Austin Teixeira DHing.
Esperanza did have a 2-run homer against Lincoln.
Getting a chance to see both those men in their roles today. 2-1, Xander looks in. Fastball high. Count now 3-1 to Esperanza. Pitch count climbing for Walker Xander. He does have 1 out. 2 strikeouts to his credit. 1 swinging and 1 looking.
I've seen that happen to pitchers before where they just handle the ball on the mound and runners get to advance.
3-1 pitch.
3-1 pitch.
This one's fouled straight back.
Way back.
Count will be full for the second consecutive batter.
Count full 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Bottom of the third.
Due up is Nick Costello.
And on deck is Costello.
Payoff pitch.
Now pitch here.
Low and away, ball 4.
Low and
Esperanza will
outside.
walk and take first base.
Full count turns into a walk.
Look at the plate now. The
For AJ
starting
Esperanza.
lineup for the Blues. Number 12, the right fielder.
Here's the right fielder, Nick Costello. First pitch.
Costello, who led off the second, takes a breaking ball in the dirt.
Ball 1.
Count will be 1-0.
Runners at first and second.
1 for 1 in this one so
Blues.
far.
Clarkson at second.
Men on first and second for the Blues, 1 out in the bottom of the third,
Walker Xander
leading 4-2 over Walnut Creek.
himself
Here's the 1-0.
out of this situation.
Xander steps off and
turns around.
gets Clarkson to head back into second. It's TJ Clarkson at second and AJ Esperanza who just
Still
walked at
1-0
first.
To Costello.
Here's the 1-0.
1-0 pitch to Costello.
Way inside and low. Gets away from Griffin momentarily.
Griffin able to
Instead, it'll just be 2-0.
make sure the ball does not evade him.
And Xander trying to paint the corners again.
Here to Costello.
Said he was going to do what Iverson did yesterday and pound the zone. But he mentioned specifically to the inside part of the plate, staying away from the Blues barrels. The Blues haven't necessarily barreled anything up too much. A lot of hits through the infield. Hasn't stopped them from leading 4-2. It'll be a third consecutive ball. Costello in a hitter's count, 3-0. One more ball will load the bases. Xander looks in and delivers a strike over the heart of the plate. It's now 3-1. Still only 1 out in the bottom of the third. Blues with 4 hits. 3-1 is lined to right center. We'll see if it drops. Coming on strong was Hayden Schott to make the play for the second out. That one just had had too much airtime on it. That's the second out now. Situation remains the same, only there's 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And here comes Austin Teixeira, a chance to tack on to what is already a 4-2 lead for his Blues. Teixeira again picked up a win back in Game 2 against the Potters, went 3 innings. 3 rock-solid innings for the lefty out of Hawaii. Finds himself batting on Hawaiian Luau night. Fittingly. Awaits the first pitch from Xander. Swings and hits that one softly out to left. Coming on and battling the sun is Dalton Mayshore for the third out. That'll retire the side. Blues leave 2 men on, but still lead 4-2.
So 2 runners stranded for the Blues, but they still lead it 4-2 over the Crawdads here at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo.
So 4-2 Blues.
Shortly, you are watching Crawdads.
We'll head into the top of the 4th.
We will welcome our contestant is number 9, Connor Esteka, our player. 9 Connor will be...
Crawdads are looking to chip into this lead. New pitcher out there for the Blues. We'll introduce you to him in a matter of moments. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you on the Blues Streaming Network.
New pitcher for the Blues. The top of the 4th inning.
And
They are leading
24-year
4-2.
winner. Thanks, Connor.
Kevin Lyons, right-handed pitcher,
24, head on over to the
6'1" from San Diego, California.
Blues with the lead at 4-2. We'll take you into the 4th inning now. Top of the 4th, Crawdad bats will be up. New arm out there for the Blues, number 14, out of San Diego is Kevin Lyons.
He will get ready to do battle with Anthony
So
Familia,
Lyons
who
comes
is leading
in
off.
relief of Evan Larson. The day done for Evan. He struck out 5, allowed 3 base hits on 2 runs, or 2 runs on 3 base hits, I should say. And here comes Anthony Familia, who RBI singled back in the first. He brought in the first run for the Crawdads on the day. Since then, they've only gotten 1 more, and the Blues have gotten 4 themselves. They lead, and here's Kevin Lyons' first pitch out of the bullpen. He delivers. Low, ball 1.
From the newly inserted Lions, misses low for ball 1 to Familia.
The 1-0 way inside, and it's 2-1. Familia, junior out of Cal State Fullerton. We mentioned this only his 10th at-bat of the season. He's seeing work at DH today. 2-0 from Lyons. That one's hit out to right, and coming in is Costello to easily make the catch for the first out. So a fly out that doesn't threaten for much more is the first out. Kevin Lyons has thrown 3 easy pitches. Here comes Dalton Mayshore, grounded out to second in his first plate appearance.
Here's Dalton Mayshore.
A ball in the dirt. Kevin's now thrown 3 balls and 1 strike, the 1 strike resulting in the fly out. Trying to paint the low part of the zone. Kevin with a really unique and short delivery, very compact. Comes to the plate quickly after a slight hesitation. Behind 2-0 on Mayshore. Mayshore hits this one over to third, fielded cleanly, by Tate Samuelson. He throws on to first for the second out.
So weak contact there off the bat of Dalton Mayshore, and 2 quick outs for the new pitcher Lions.
So 2 quick outs for Kevin Lyons, and now he'll face Zach Tejero. Zach already with a walk and error committed, unfortunately, at first. That resulted in Ryan Fenn reaching to lead this thing off. First ball again in the dirt, 1-0.
Very good eye.
Here's the 1-0 from Lyons. That one swung on and missed. Inside on the hands of Tejero, and the count will be even. 2 outs, top of the third. Blues lead 4-2. Second home game of the season here at Sinsheimer. Hawaiian shirts are out. And so are the Blues bats. That one way inside, and it's 2-1. Temperature's cooling off slightly here. 90 degrees at first pitch. Still a solid output in terms of the fans here in Sinsheimer. That one's in there for a strike. Count will be 2-2. Of course, it was a capacity crowd yesterday for opening day. More of the same here in game 2. Count even 2-2. 2 outs, top of the third. Here's Lyons to the plate. That one's dribbled foul, and the count will remain the same.
The count will stay 2-2.
Tejero awaits the 2-2. Hits that one softly to third. Samuelson for the second straight play records an out. Second straight 5-3 ground out. Side retired. Kevin Lyons sets him down 1-2-3. And that's it for the Crawdads in the 4th. Blues bats up in the bottom half of this one when we come back. Short break. I'll be right back with you on the Blues Streaming Network. Thanks for hanging out.
Larson had 3 walks and 4 Ks.
I think Scavone.
Kind of a mixed bag.
New pitcher for the Crawdads.
New arm out there for Walnut Creek. Right-hander. We'll introduce you to him out of the bullpen. Number 17, Tommy Scavone. Celebrated a birthday back on the 4th of June. Out of Cal State East Bay. Sophomore. Hometown of Livermore, California. Pitching in relief today for Walnut Creek.
New pitcher for the Crawdads.
So
Both
through
starting
3,
pitchers now
the Blues have done their
have
thing.
inning pitch for
Sending a ton of men to the plate on 4 hits, scoring 4 runs.
Gives up 4 runs.
And these bats looking much more comfortable. Talking to Coach Bob Miller, said he wasn't angry at all with his performance from his offense. He just said that's how good the pitching was from Walnut Creek yesterday. Ula Iverson came in with the right game plan from the left side of the plate, and then Matt Linsky would come out of the bullpen pitching from the right side of the plate, give them a whole bunch of different looks. A lot of the movement was down and inside, and that's an area where the Blues struggled to barrel the pitches up. And it resulted in, for the Blues, a measly 4 runs, but that's just how good this offense has been. You say measly, but they've got 4 already through 3, and here's Craig Miles to lead things off for San Luis Obispo. First pitch from Scavone out of the bullpen is low and away, ball 1. Miles, who walked in his first plate appearance, his second walk of the season, still looking for that first hit. Chance to get it here to lead off the inning. 1-0. Takes a fastball in the outside corner, 1-1. Craig, who, great guy out of Virginia, had in and out for the first time in that trip up to Lincoln. Here's the 1-1.
Griffin is setting out outside. That
Low and inside, ball 2.
inside. And Scavone missed a spot. Count 2-1 to Craig Miles.
Craig says, I'm not a BP hitter. My favorite pitch is a fastball. Low and inside. We'll see if he gets one here. 2-1. That one is low and inside, but a bit too much. It's by Zach Griffin at the plate. Count now 3-1. Second straight time that Craig has seen that count in his at-bat. We'll see if it has a similar outcome. Switch hitter out of George Mason. Teammates, excuse me. Here's the 3-1. That one's low. Craig will take a walk. Second time doing so today.
Out of the pen.
Miles with his second walk. Blues get the leadoff man on for the 4th consecutive inning, and we'll work our way back to the top of the lineup in Ryan Fenn. That's now 3 walks on the day for San Luis Obispo. Craig tap dancing over there at first, comes back in. Fenn takes ball 1. So Scavone out of the bullpen, walks the first man he sees. Here's Ryan Fenn, who reached on an air, bunting to lead off the game and singled back in the second. This is his 3rd at-bat. Hits this one softly to Muniz at second. He tags Miles out at second, but can't make the transition from glove to hand to throw to first. So Miles is out as Muniz tagged him on his way to second, but couldn't make the throw on to get Fenn at first. So Fenn and Miles will trade places now with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Blues still leading 4-2. And here's Mason Grotto.
I mentioned earlier, I thought Fenn got away with one over at first base.
Throw over to first. Gets Fenn back in and has him playing in the dirt over there in this infield that they water before every game, but still some loose dirt. Gets these guys dirty when they get in there. This one's hit onto Muniz again at second. He falls and throws over to short. Throw on to first is away. Grotto is safe. It would have been a heck of a turn if they were able to do so. Instead, it's an E6. Seth Dardar getting the second error of the game for the Crawdads. And now Grotto will trade places with Fenn at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Here's Ryan Cermak.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Ryan Cermak. There's Grotto hits into the fielder's choice.
Cermak, who has a sacrifice fly and an RBI. This one's popped up on the infield. Zach Griffin pops out of his stance behind the plate and records it for the third out. Side retired.
And final out.
Blues go walk, fielder's choice,
4-2.
and a pop-up. They go quietly in the fourth. Let's head into the fifth. 4-2, Blues still lead.
Let me introduce the players. We have the Plain Rover. Plain, wave your hand so we know who you are. Where's the Plain? Okay, where's the Plain? The Plain? Hello, wave your hand. All right, there's the Plain on the first base side. Plain 13 from San Luis Obispo. Cannon Traders on the other side. Cannon 12 from San Luis Obispo. Put your heads down on your back and start spinning. I will be good and busy. Come on, let's go. Go. You're not driving. You're the designated spinner. Keep going. All right, now run the base hit. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, let's run the rope in the same direction. That's not going to happen. Wow. So we have McLean and the Cannon. And I think Cannon.
The dizzy bat race currently taking place.
All right.
Two kids
Yeah, that's how you catch up.
racing, and
Go.
after spinning around the bat,
Hey, great job.
more great work with fan interaction here at Sinsheimer Park. Our staff giving kids the chances to win prizes and compete in on-field activities in between innings. And after that's all done, Kevin Lyons is still out there, set for his second inning of relief. He'll warm up here.
Blues lead this game 4-2. Top of the fifth is going to be started by Zach Griffin. It'll be Griffin, Thompson, then Seth Dardar. And Lyons will begin his second frame of work for the Blues.
So we'll look at Kevin Lyons' season so far at Santa Barbara City College, hometown of San Diego. Made one appearance in the second game of the season, a 11-run win for the Blues against the Potters. Went 2 innings, only allowed 2 hits on 2 strikeouts. Set him down 1-2-3 in his first inning of work in this one, so now he's gone through 3 innings of work, only surrendering 2 hits on 2 strikeouts.
Strike one.
Talking to the play-by-play voice of the Crawdads in between that break, and Alon saying that our pitching staff is doing a great job of pitching to soft contact and giving the infield plenty of work to make tremendous plays, which they've done all season, and he's absolutely right. Lyons, the 1-1, swung on and missed there. Gets ahead now 1-2. No outs. Top of the 5th now. Blues still lead 4-2. Trying to bounce back after the 5-run loss yesterday. And at the plate is Zach Griffin. Grounded out to short in his first at-bat.
Good eye by Griffin. As the count is 2-2.
Here's the 2-2. Griffin tries to hold up, but does not do so. Goes around and swings for a strikeout. So a check swing, a strikeout. Gets Kevin his 3rd strikeout of the season, and he's now set down the first 4 men he has seen. We'll work our way back to the top of the order now in the leadoff man, center fielder Jordan Thompson. 1 for 2 on the day. Hits this one sharply over to third. A diving play by Samuelson. Can't make the transition from glove to hand, but stopped it from going into the outfield. So it goes down as an infield single.
And that will be a single for...
Yeah.
He's now 1 for 2. 2 singles and a strikeout to his credit in 3 at-bats for Jordan Thompson. Here comes Seth Dardar. He committed an error in the last half inning. He's also struck out twice today. Not to pile on, but a chance for Seth to amend some of that here today. 0 for 2 and faces the righty Kevin Lyons, who looks in and delivers way inside for ball 1. So Thompson reaches for the second time today. Crawdads able to finally get a man on to start the inning. Haven't done that since the first. The Blues have done it in 4 consecutive innings. Part of the reason they lead 4-2. Here's a 1-0 from Lions. He looks in. Compact delivery. Gets him to the plate quickly, and it's high for ball 2. Both teams tied now with hits. Both have 4. Other than the runs now, the Crawdads have committed 1 more error than the Blues today. 3 total on this one.
Substitution for the Crawdads.
About an hour and a half into this one. Thanks for joining us on the Blue Streaming Network. Happy to have you with us. Outside part of the plate, it nips it for strike 1. Lions now in a 2-1 count against Seth Dardar.
And Seth Dardar still ahead 2-1 with 1 away.
Blues trying to get to 4-1 as they'll hit the road tomorrow. A road trip that'll see them get back tomorrow night around 1 in the morning. And we'll come back. Runner takes off for second.
Will slide in, feet first, and
Thompson is safe with a stolen base.
Andrew Brant Cummings knew what he was doing when he put Sam Hunt in for Jordan Thompson. Both players extremely fast.
So that's my mistake. Jordan Thompson did single, but it's now Sam Hunt on the bases. He's pinch running, and he just stole a base. My mistake. It was Sam Hunt who got the single as well. So Sam Hunt in place of Jordan Thompson singles and steals second. (3-1) now to the plate. That one's way inside. Gets away from Esperanza. Dardar will take a walk. Sam Hunt now into third base. Runners at the corners with 1 out for the Crawdads in the top of the 5th. They trail by 2. So Sam Hunt pinch hit for Jordan Thompson. We'll get that cleared up for you. He pinch hits. He singles. And then he steals second. And then Dardar takes a walk. In the process, the pitch got away from A.J. Esperanza. He's safe at third. Dardar safe at first. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Top of the 5th here at Sinsheimer Park. And here comes Diego Muniz. Second baseman today has walked and singled. Is 1 for 1 officially. Has reached in both plate appearances. Lions looks in and deals. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1.
Good pitch there from Lions. The Crawdads threatening to get another
Lions, who retired the first 4 men he saw, fly out to right. 2 groundouts to third and a strikeout swinging. Has now seen a single and a walk. That one way inside again. Gets away from Esperanza. Seth Dardar will take second base. Runners at second and third now for the Crawdads as that one got away.
Make his way into second.
So both men to lead off this inning have reached after Griffin struck out to lead it off. And Muniz is in a 1-1 count.
1-1 pitch to Muniz with 1 away.
This one swung on and missed. It was a high fastball, a bit too high. About shoulder height in that strike zone. 1-2. Lions gets ahead. That walk to Dardar, the first walk Lions has surrendered on the season. The single to Hunt, only the 3rd hit he's surrendered this season. 1-2 pitch. Muniz hits this one foul to the right side.
Side that will land, and the man in the Buster Posey jersey, the adult, out hustles about 12 9-year-olds.
We're in the 5th inning now, with the Blues leading 4-2. This game has moved quickly if you compare it to the 4 previous games the Blues have played. Lions trying to have it go even quicker for him here in the top of the 5th. 1-2. Gets him to hit that one softly back to him. Lions throws to the plate to Esperanza. And now Sam Hunt in a rundown. He's tagged out in the process. Diego Muniz finds himself safe at second. So now there's 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Runners at second and third. The run did not score as Kevin Lyons chose to throw home and save the run. A.J. Esperanza able to tag out Sam Hunt. So now it's Seth Dardar at third. and Diego Muniz, who reached second on the fielder's choice. No RBI. Score remains the same. Situation now runners at second and third. 2 outs, top of the fifth. Kevin Lyons just an out away from getting out of this one. That one's hit over to first. Clarkson tosses on to Lyons at first for the third out. Side is retired. Crawdads do not strike.
Strand a few runners.
So Hayden Schott grounds out to first of the 1-3 variety, or 3-1. Clarkson on to Lyons to end the inning. Crawdads threaten, but don't strike. Score remains the same at 4-2. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth now in the Blues bats. We're right back with you. We'll take a short break. Thanks for hanging out on the Blues Streaming Network. As we welcome you to the bottom of the fifth here at Sinsheimer, TJ Clarkson lead things off here, batting fourth, and takes a healthy hack at that one, 0-1. Clarkson, who has flown out to right and singled, he'll lead off the fifth here. Blues still leading 4-2. Defensive substitution for Walnut Creek. Sam Hunt, who pinch hit and singled and stole a base in the place of Jacob Thompson in the leadoff position in this lineup, leadoff spot. Sam Hunt is now playing center field. Pitcher out there remains the same. Tommy Scavone in his second inning of work deals low. Count 1-2 on TJ Clarkson. Due up Tate Samuelson. We'll see if the Blues can get the leadoff man on for the fifth consecutive inning. It's been outstanding work. These leadoff hitters passing the baton off and able to plate 4 so far through 5 in this one. Now in the bottom of the fifth. Here's Tommy Scavone to deliver the 2-2. Clarkson pops this one up on the infield. We'll see who's got it. Coming on from third to make the play is Werner. First out as Clarkson pops up to third.
Initially, it looked as if Tommy Scavone was going to field it, off the mound, and he decided to let Trevor Werner.
Here's Tate Samuelson. Nice walk-up song of Zach Brown Band and Chicken Fried. So Tate has RBI singled and struck out looking. This is his third plate appearance. Blues unable to get that leadoff man on for the fifth consecutive inning. That pitch way outside. Scavone just lost that one out of his hand. It's 1-0. Samuelson playing third base today has been responsible for a number of plays out there. Fastball high, count 2-0.
Misses. Tate Samuelson. I said Clarkson had the
Tate out of San Diego.
I misread my own scorebook. That's actually Samuelson who had the RBI single back.
Had a 2021 that featured a 275 batting average, drove in 39 on 6 homers. Lifts that one out to left. This one's got some carry on it. Going back is Mayshore, though, on the warning track. Lost it in the sun momentarily, but is under it for the second out. I went a bit loud off the bat. May have fooled me a bit, but instead it's a loud fly out to left and the second out of the bottom of the fifth. Blues did not homer yesterday.
From a home run
They didn't homer in Game 3 against Lincoln either.
and putting the Blues
Have not homered in 2 games. Here's AJ Esperanza. He's got a homer on the season, the first one hit for the Blues on this season. Takes a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, 4-2 Blues. Blues go a pop-up to third and a fly-out to left. And here comes AJ, who walked in his last at-bat. And the 0-1. This one's lined over the head of Dardar into left field. Esperanza safe at first with a single. Bringing Nick Costello to the plate.
Now the right crease to his vertical in order to catch that ball. Number 12, Nick Costello.
So after Esperanza singles to left, here is Nick Costello with 2 away.
Scavone, the righty, deals to Costello, the lefty. Shakes off the first sign from Griffin. Now they agree, and now he'll deliver to the plate. First pitch on to Nick is low for ball 1. Esperanza over there at first, who just singled. Has reached in back-to-back plate appearances for AJ. Doing the catching today and on the same page so far with this pitching staff. Here's Costello, the right fielder. 1-0. Outside, ball 2.
For ball 2. Costello in the driver's seat has the leverage here. Ahead, 2-0.
Temperature's dipping now, about 8 degrees. Now 82 as the sun begins to set and the shade sets over this infield here at Sinsheimer and a bit over the right and center field. 2-0 is lined. Bat is broken. Coming on is shot from right field. Did he make the catch? He did.
Wow. What a play by shot.
So Costello's bat shatters as he sent one to the moon, but it was in shallow right field. Hayden's shot came on, slid, and made the grab. Well, that does it for the bottom of the 5th. A couple loud, messy outs for the Blues. They're able to get one on first on the Esperanza single, and then go a pop-up to third, fly out to left, and a high pop-out to right. Broken bat, fly out to right, I should say. That does it for 5 here at Sinsheimer. Score remains the same. Blues lead 4-2. Trying to get back in the win column and advance to 4-1 on this season before they hit the road to Compton tomorrow. I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back with you for the top of the 6th here on the Blues Streaming Network.
Stop throwing, please. Okay. What number do we have? 202. 202. All right. 202 is the winner of a $25 gift certificate to Tennis Warehouse. Thanks very much to everybody for playing the game. Number 202, head over to the marketing center and pick up your gift certificate for Tennis Warehouse. Derby is at the end of the season.
Back with you to start the 6th here at Sinsheimer. Temperature's dipping now to a comfortable low 80s. More fun in between innings here. In SLO, fans with the chance to throw tennis balls that are marked with numbers into You saw that white bucket out there behind the catcher's box, or batter's box, I should say, behind home plate. Come on, Zach. If they make it, they call out the number of the fan who threw it, the number on the tennis ball, and that fan wins season tickets. How cool. Here's Kevin Lyons now in his third inning of work. He delivers. This one's popped up. TJ Clarkson ranging on from first to make the play. So 2 pitches and a quick out. That's been a theme for Lyons so far in this appearance. Werner pops out to first to lead things off here. Score still 4-2 Blues, protecting that lead.
Left of the first base bag from the broadcast view.
Here's Anthony Pamilia. RBI singled and flown out to right. Takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. One out, top of the 6th here in slow. Blues lead. Lyons deals over his head. Saw that with a breaking ball and saw that now with a fastball. Count out 2-1. Clearly a mistake as it slipped out. But Pamilia ahead 2-0 more importantly. Here's the 2-0 from Lyons. That one's over the heart of the plate for a strike, 2-1 now. Blues lead 4-2. Got 1 hit in the last inning. Now with 5 on the day. 4 for the Crawdads. That one outside, count now 3-1. So Lyons now, this will be officially, it starts his 5th inning of work on the season. He's now thrown 4 1/3 innings. Behind 3-1 on Pamilia. That one way inside, and Anthony will take a walk. So after the pop out to first, Lyons walks Pamilia to bring Dalton Mayshore to the plate with a runner on first.
First inning with the 2 RBI single, and now the base on ball.
Lyons with just the 1 clean 4th inning that saw him set them down 1, 2, 3, 5. The 5th was a little tricky for him, and he was able to get around it with some terrific play by his infield and catcher AJ Esperanza. Good decision-making on his part as well. In the infield, deals high 1-0 now to Dalton Mayshore. Now in the 6th, he surrenders a single, but just a double play from getting out of it. 1-0. Mayshore playing left field today. He's grounded out twice. Possibly a sign of things to come for a 3rd time. Here's Lyons. Breaking ball. He says not so fast. He'll hit a base hit to center. So now it's runners on first and second. I apologize for the jinx. And there's still only 1 out in the top of the 6th.
And have that ball land just in front of the center fielder, Ryan Sarmack.
So the Crawdads have gone pop out to first, a walk, and now a single to center by Mayshore to get runners on first and second, as there will be a meeting of the minds on the mound. I believe that's pitching coach Dean Trainer. It is indeed. 2 arms warming. Actually, I believe that's just 1 arm warming in the Blues bullpen. Right-hander. Can't quite see who it is from his jersey number. We'll get that to you. No pitching change, though. It's still Kevin Lyons on the mound. He'll deal with some traffic for the 2nd consecutive inning. Runners on first and second now after a walk and a single. And here's Zach Tahero, left-hander, batting and playing first base today. 1 out, top of the 6th. Blues still lead 4-2, and Lyons trying to keep it that way in his 3rd inning of relief. Pitching in relief of Evan Larson today. Crawdads meet the Blues at 5 hits on the day. Lyons' first pitch is away to Tahero. He'll be behind 1-0. Zach has walked and grounded out to 3rd.
And the Crawdads have a real chance here to cash in.
Well, back-to-back innings here. The Walnut Creek Crawdads have a chance to creep back. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed by Tahero.
Zach Tahero.
Here's the 1-1. Tejero takes a strike inside as Lions gets ahead 1-2. Coming into yesterday, Tejero out of San Mateo College, hometown of Foster City, was only 2 for 4 on the season coming into yesterday. 500 hit or 2 walks. Lions, after he gets ahead of him, 1-2, breaking ball that the fans think caught the zone. Home plate umpire says no, and it's 2-2. Still only 1 out in the top of the 6th. Runners on first and second for Walnut Creek, and Tejero trying to bring him in. Lions trying to keep that lead for the Blues at 2. Checks second twice and deals. Check swing, and we'll do it all over again.
The question is, did he make contact there? And it appears that he did.
I'll say he did make contact on that check swing that found its way out of the hands of AJ Esperanza and towards the backstop. So the count's still 2-2. Score still 4-2 Blues. Breaking ball, frozen. Strike 3 called. That pitch broke in there and caught the zone. Sets down Tejero with a strikeout looking, and that's a key second out here in the 6th. Runners still on first and second. Here comes Zach Griffin doing the catching today.
Lions had to make a pitch. He was in a position where he needed to throw something good, and he did. So it'll be up to Zach Griffin with 2 away.
2 outs. Lions check second twice again. Comes to the plate, deals a fastball outside 1-0. He hasn't necessarily been able to throw that first pitch strike, but it doesn't mean he hasn't been able to put these batters down when he needs to. He'll have to here dealing with Zach Griffin. If Griffin is to reach, it would be Sam Hunt due in the leadoff spot. That one gets away from Esperanza. Runners will advance to second and third.
On getting a hit. Ball gets away from the catcher. Both runners advance.
Wild pitch for Lions.
Ball was in the dirt.
Pitch in the dirt. Behind 2-0 on Griffin. Runners on second and third. 2 out. We saw this situation in the 5th, and it was a decision from Kevin Lyons on a ground out to throw onto home, not allow a run to score. And it was up to AJ Esperanza to tag out that runner. Breaking ball is hit over to short. Fenn has it. Dart over to first in time for the 3rd out. And what a play it was from Ryan Fenn. Threw that ball on a frozen rope over to first for the 3rd out. So the Crawdads threaten and bring runners to second and third again for the 2nd consecutive inning. And again, they do not score. Our score remains 4-2. Blues with the lead.
Check out their website at letscoast.com. 248, 267, end of the marketing center. Pick up your t-shirt.
Through 5.5, it's 4-2 Blues. I'll be back with you for the bottom of the 6th and the San Luis Obispo Bats. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network.
Crawdads trailing by 2 in a 4-2 ball game in which the Blues lead. We have pinch hitter here to lead off the inning for the Blues. And it'll be Austin Shell who caught last night's game. And he will be inserted for the DH Austin Teixeira. Teixeira ends his night 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out.
Well, when you hear Holiday by Green Day here at Sinsheimer, that means Austin Shell is heading to the plate, and he indeed is. He will pinch hit for Austin Teixeira. So Shell now in the 8-hole, DHing and batting against Tommy Scavone, who's out there again for the Crawdads. Shell swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul to left. So head coach Bob Miller not going to let Austin Shell not see an at-bat for the first time this season. He's just been too good. So righty on righty. Shell behind 0-1. Scavone to the plate. Shell fouls a second straight pitch off. This one to the right side for strike 2. He's behind 0-2. His team leading by 2. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. 0-2 from Scavone. Shell takes inside ball 1. So after swinging at back-to-back pitches, Shell takes a breaking ball inside for the first ball. And Scavone trying to keep the lead at just 2 for the Blues through 6.
1-2 pitch to Shell.
Shell takes a fastball, and it got him. That one nipped the outside part of the zone, so Austin Shell strikes out looking on 4 pitches to lead off the inning.
Trip to the plate. And here comes the 9-hitter, Craig Miles.
Craig Miles back up now. This will be his 3rd at-bat. Walked twice so far. So Craig able to reach in both his plate appearances. Has been effective in that category. 3 walks. Takes a ball low and away for the first pitch. And, well, he's seen a lot of those. Craig may be waiting for something he can unleash on.
1-0 pitch from Scavone.
1-0 and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Craig does just that and unleashes at another fastball low. It's 1-1 now. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, 4-2 Blues. Miles playing left field today. 1-1. That's a breaking ball in there. 1-2 now.
Count 1-2 to Craig Miles. One-two pitch to Miles.
Miles swings and hits that one softly over the right field side, but foul. And we'll do it all over again. So 1-2 on to Craig, and there's an out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Other action going on right now in the
Blues leading and have led.
Arroyo Seco is down.
Have led for
1-0
now.
Against Ventura.
Let's see here.
And Healdsburg is up 10-2 on
3
the
innings.
Lincoln Potters.
They've held the Crawdads scoreless through 5 after they plated 2 in the top of the 1st. Craig hits this one softly, third base side. Scavone grounding it and throwing on to first, but it's dropped. So Craig will be safe at first.
Tommy Scavone, but the arrow not able to secure the catch. And Miles is aboard.
Craig Miles reaches for the 3rd time today.
That's got to be an error on the arrow. That was a perfect throw.
So Craig Miles reaches on the error, and it's the 2nd error today for the first baseman, Zach Tejero. He's responsible for 3 of the 2 Crawdad errors today. He allowed Ryan Fenn to reach in the bottom of the 1st, I should say, and allows Craig Miles to reach here in the bottom of the 6th. Blues get a man on first, and here is Ryan Fenn. A 1 count, still facing Tommy Scavone. Miles dances at first. Fenn takes a ball in the dirt, 1-1.
Count 1-1. That ball misses low. Scavone recollects himself on the mound. Pitching out of the
Fenn, we mentioned, reached on an error in the bottom of the 1st, singled in the following inning, reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th, and awaits a 1-1 from Scavone. This one is a check swing that found its way over to first base. Zach Tejero able to field and toss on to Scavone for the 2nd out. All while Craig Miles advances into 2nd. The Blues get a leadoff man in scoring position now in the bottom of the 6th, and Mason Grotto will be at the plate.
Setting up for the Blues, number 15,
He singled in the 1st. Kind of productive out in the 2nd, 5-3, but it was an RBI.
So Tommy Scavone helping Zach Tejero over there with his fielding at first base. taking over the
Has his lead off second base.
role of tagging out the runner in Fenn, and
Gets the sign.
all Tejero had to do was toss it onto him. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Runner on second is Craig Miles. This one is hit over to short, and Dardar throws on to first. One hopper. That one was fielded out of the dirt by Tejero for the 3rd out. So Grotto grounds out to short to end the inning. Blues get a man in scoring position, but do not tack on anymore. Score still 4-2. It's been that way since the 2nd inning, and the Blues still lead. That's it for 6. How about 7? We'll head into the top of the 7th after this short break. Thanks for joining us on the Blues Streaming Network.
The pitcher for the Blues is a right-hander from the University of Nevada, Reno, Sam Page. He will face number 7, Sam Hunt.
Top of the 7th.
As you heard our great PA announcer here, Jim, tell us there's a new arm out there for the Blues, and it's Sam Page, righty out of University of Nevada, Reno. He'll face Sam Hunt to lead things off here. Hunt shows bunt, pulls it back in time for ball 1. So far, this the 2nd appearance for Hunt on the season. So far, his 3rd. He's pitched 1 and 2/3 innings, has not given up a hit, has only allowed 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Behind 2-0 on Sam Hunt. Page pitched in the first game of the season and the 3rd, effective in both. Way inside there as he plunks Sam Hunt, who tosses his bat in frustration, but will gladly take first after being hit by the pitch. So leading off the 7th is Sam Hunt. He reaches after being hit by a pitch.
Samuel Page beans the first man he faces.
Here is Seth Dardar, shortstop, has struck out swinging twice and walked in his last plate appearance back in the 5th. So, more importantly for Walnut Creek, they get the leadoff man on for the 2nd consecutive inning. They are looking to cut into this lead. They scored 2 in the top of the 1st off of Evan Larson. Since then, all donuts. They've been held scoreless for 5 straight innings. Find ourselves here in the 7th with the leadoff man on. Blues scored 2 in the bottom of the 1st, 2 in the bottom of the 2nd. Haven't scored for 4 innings. That's why our score remains the same. Page sends a changeup in there for strike 1.
On the first pitch to Dardar for strike 1.
It's the 3rd appearance for Sam Page. He's been rock solid in his appearances. Still hasn't given up a hit. It's the first time he's hit a batter. Prior to that, he had only allowed 2 men to reach on walks. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed in the dirt, and Dardar fooled in a 0-2 count and on the doorstep of a third strikeout on this evening.
Dardar dangerously close to striking out for the third time tonight. Sam Hunt has his lead off of first. And here's the pitch.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Oh, it is indeed the third strikeout for Dardar. And the third strikeout of the season for Sam Page. So after hitting the leadoff man, he gets Dardar to strike out. Here comes Diego Muniz. He has reached in all 3 of his plate appearances via a walk back in the first, a single back in the third, and he reached second base on a fielder's choice back in the 5th. 1 out here, top of the 7th. Throw on to first to try and pick him off. Not in time as Hunt got back in there safely. Hunt's hit by a pitch, and Dardar strikes out swinging. 4-2 Blues. Sam Page now dealing with Diego Muniz.
Back in the 5th, here's the pitch.
In there for a strike on the first one he sees. He's already behind 0-1.
To Muniz. Muniz has a walk in the first, a single in the third. And fielder's choice, 1-2. In the 5th.
Taking off for second is Hunt. Throw there from Esperanza, I should say. Doesn't find its way into the outfield, but it was high the whole way. A play that would have to be a catch that would have to be handled high and then brought down to apply the tag. Instead, it's a stolen base for Sam Hunt after being hit by a pitch. He's now safe at second with a stolen base. And Muniz is in a 1-1 count, threatening here with a runner in scoring position. Just 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Blues still lead 4-2. First pitch is in there for a strike. Not the first pitch, it's the third, and he's now ahead 1-2 on Muniz. Let's clear that up. Page checks second, throws over to second, in time to pick him off. Hunt had quite a lead at second. Page recognized it on the same page with Grotto. Or excuse me, over at second. He threw over to second and applied the tag for the out. A massive mistake for the Crawdads. With their runner in scoring position, he's picked off at second. Page is now a strike away from ending the inning. Swung on and missed strike 3. That does it. Sam Page strikes him out. That does it for the Crawdads in the 7th. More miscues. Keep them at 2 runs. They haven't scored for 6 straight innings. Sam Hunt's picked off at second. Blues hang on to the 2-run lead. We'll look to add to it in the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch here in San Luis Obispo. I'll be right back with you after this short break. Thanks for hanging out at the ballpark here on the Blue Streaming Network. The tradition as old as time. Take me out to the ball game in the 7th inning stretch. 4-2 Blues lead.
What happens there is you leave your shoes in the bucket, and then we run out on the field to try to find your shoes. The winner of that wins some golf from Mr. Potter. And that's all happening here at the end of this inning.
Due up for the Blues, Ryan Cermak. They'll lead things off here against Tommy Scavone, who is still out there.
Just a wonderful time. 9-1, 9-2. Batting now, number 21, Ryan Cermak.
Cermak steps in, 0 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Talented center fielder awaits strike one way inside from Scavone and is ahead 1-0. So more mistakes for the Crawdads. It's just killing them on the infield. Runner gets picked off at second. How often do you see that? And how often do you see Ryan Cermak line drive into right field for a single to lead off the inning? How often do you see the Blues get the leadoff men on to lead the inning? Stop me if you've heard that before. Cermak is safe at first with a single, and here comes TJ Clarkson.
TJ Clarkson, number 16, the first baseman from the University of Utah.
One of several Utes on this Blues squad in the 2021 summer. TJ Clarkson, teammates with Zach McCleve and Matt Sox on this team as well. Behind 0-1 on Scavone, Cermak, who singled, is safe at first. 4-2 Blues, no outs, bottom 7. Scavone ahead 0-1, deals, and Clarkson thinks about swinging, instead takes a ball to get the count even. Cermak certainly a threat to score, or steal, excuse me. We've seen a lot of Blues hitters, when they're walked, try to steal second base. Cermak, who's single, we'll see if he takes off. Clarkson lines this one over the head of Muniz into right center. Cermak will be into third, and TJ thinks about a double, but thinks better of it. He'll be safe at first with a single. It's back-to-back singles for the Blues, and they've got runners at their corners with no out here in the bottom of the 7th. And they're finally getting to Tommy Scavone. The situation now, 2 men on for Tate Samuelson. That 5th run that's avoided them for 4 straight innings, now just 90 feet away, and we'll see if the Crawdads make a pitching change here. Meeting of the minds on the mound with Scavone. He's been solid in his innings of relief here. Blues getting to him here, though, for back-to-back hits. Have their men at first and third. Tate Samuelson awaiting, licking his chops and looking to bring some of his friends in for some insurance runs. We're in the 7th, just over 2 hours done here. Game that's gone on rather quickly.
After the pep talk,
compared to previous games for the Blues this season. Here we are, bottom of the 7th, and Tate Samuelson with ducks on the pond. Waits the first pitch from Scavone. Here it is. Way inside, ball 1. We've seen Scavone get behind on all 3 hitters now in this inning. Back-to-back singles for the Blues here. No out, bottom 7. And Scavone behind 1-0 on Samuelson. Here's the second pitch. Samuelson swings and misses through that one. Count 1-2. Zach Griffin dropped the strike, but not before Samuelson swung and missed. Count even now 1-1. Samuelson with an RBI single, strikeout looking and fly out to left in his 3 plate appearances. This is his 4th here and his best chance to tack on to the Blues lead. Here's the 1-1. Samuelson hits that one on a line past third, but foul. Count now 1-2 as Scavone gets ahead.
Samuelson also went down on strikes of the looking variety in the 3rd. So 1 for 3 day with an RBI.
So Scavone, who has not allowed the Blues to score in his 4 innings of relief, this now his 5th. All right, his 4th, excuse me. Runners at the corners, 1-2. Tate Samuelson awaiting the 4th pitch of the at-bat. He hits that one foul towards the Crawdads dugout. We'll do it all over again with the same count. Situation remains the same with men at first and third. Blues by 2, no outs in the bottom of the 7th. Blues now with 7 hits on the day.
Much lower scoring game than
Coming into this
yesterday.
series, they had 49. Just silly numbers from this offense.
And we're in the bottom of the 7th.
Have matched what they scored yesterday in the form of 4 runs. Samuelson takes a fastball high and inside, and the count's now 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Scavone looking for the strikeout pitch.
Tommy Scavone still looking for that first out here in the 7th. Blues happily not providing it. Samuelson over his head and to the backstop. A run will score. It's 5-2 Blues. Another wild pitch. That one costly. Something that's unacceptable with a runner at third. And scoring from third is Cermak. Clarkson now safe at second. Samuelson in a 2-2 count. Blues now lead by 3 at 5-2. Count's now full now, excuse me. And Samuelson awaits a payoff pitch. Blues tack on one more, looking to do more, excuse me. Samuelson fouls that off. We'll do it all over again. So after he spoils that one, Tate's having an excellent at-bat. We've seen a bunch of pitches sail over hitters' heads in this one. Some wild pitches just squeaking out of the hands of these men on the mound. Payoff pitch to Samuelson with Clarkson at second. Thinks better of swinging, takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Samuelson takes a walk, and everyone that's been sent to the plate for the Blues in this inning has reached now. They've gone single. A wild pitch scores Cermak from third, and Samuelson now safe at first with a walk. Clarkson still at second. And that'll do it for Tommy Scavone. His day ends. He was great through 4, unable to get an out here in the 5th. Surrenders a run to make it 5-3 Blues. They oblige, and AJ Esperanza will be due up for San Luis Obispo when we come back, and we'll introduce you to the new arm for the Crawdads in the game that's tasked with a tricky situation. We'll update you on everything after this short break. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network. It's 5-2.
#23, a right-hander, the senior at St. Mary's from La Mesa.
Welcome back. Situation remains the same. AJ Esperanza at the plate.
With nobody out and runners at first and second.
Esperanza takes strike 1.
Good fastball in the outer half for strike 1 to Esperanza.
So no outs in the bottom of the 7th. we'll introduce you to the new arm. It's number 23, Jackson Hewlett.
Hewlett fires again.
That one gets away from Griffin. Runners will advance. It's now Samuelson at second and Clarkson at third and Esperanza in a 1-1 count. No outs, bottom of the seventh. Blues just tacked on one more on the wild pitch by Scavone. His final line, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and a strikeout. He was rock solid up until the 7th, and the Blues greeted him with back-to-back hits and a walk, and the run scored on his wild pitch. Jackson Hewlett now to deal with this situation. Then on second and third, no outs, and Esperanza lining one back at him. That gets away. Second baseman has it. It's Muniz on to Tejero. Not before a run scores. It's 6-2 Blues. So Esperanza lined one off of Hewlett. Run scores in the process. He's out at first. And Samuelson advances to third. Here's Nick Costello.
First guy you face hits the ball hard right back at you. Nick Costello down in the batter's box.
Here's strike one.
Pitch to Costello, who is one away, is strike one. Samuelson over at third after Clarkson scores.
Costello awaits the 1-1 or 0-1 from Hewlett. Takes a swing at that one, misses, and it's 0-2. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. 6-2 Blues.
Pitch to Costello, misses inside.
That one's in the dirt, and it's 1-2. That possible 6th run, or 7th run, excuse me, just 90 feet away. It's 1-2 to Costello. He has a single and 2 flyouts to right. 1 for 3 on the day. Looking to drive in another run for the Blues. They've added cushion here in the bottom of the 7th. Still just 1 out. Hewlett, the 1-2 to the plate. This one's popped up, drifting out. We'll see who calls for it. It'll be the left fielder, Mayshore. Samuelson will not try to score as that was hit to shallow left. Costello pops out to left, flies out to left. Here's Austin Shell, who pinch hit back in the 6th. Struck out looking in a 4-pitch at bat. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Samuelson at third. Shell at the plate takes a healthy hack at that one and fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Blues with 8 hits on the evening. 6 runs to their credit, just the 1 error. Crawdads with 2 runs still. They've been stuck at that number since the first. 3 hits and 3 errors. Shell takes low and away, count now 1-1. Austin swinging at the first pitch in back-to-back plate appearances here. Last time he did that, he left the yard. Solo home run back in Game 2 against the Potters. His only home run of the season. 1-1 to Shell is taken low for ball 2. He gets ahead now 2-1. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And Tate Samuelson still patiently waiting there at third to come in to score. Blues have plated 2. They've done that in 3 innings now. Here's the 2-1 from Hewlett. Swung on and missed by Shell as it was away. Hewlett out of St. Mary's College of California. He's a senior there. Hometown of La Mesa. Count now 2-2 for Shell. Pinch hitting in the place of Austin Teixeira. Shell hits that one on a line to second. Who has it? It was a discussion between Muniz, or a decision I should say, between Muniz and Tejero. Neither one really wanted to get it. It was hit softly to them. In the process, Shell is safe at first with